Alright, so I'm sure that everyone has, at least once in their lifetime, recycled. I mean, it's a good way to make money, you know, better than littering on the floor. And as a college student, obviously, money is what you need. And not only are you making money recycling, you help the environment and live a healthier life. So my major claim is that recycling is underestimated. Like, people don't do as much as they should or could or possibly can. And my secondary claims are that there's benefits to recycling environmentally, economically, and people don't know how to recycle, believe it or not, so that's another claim, as well as that people don't know this, but there are some people who are fake recyclers who do recycle, let's say like a computer or something, will take it to another country and resell it rather than actually recycle it and make money for themselves. To go on my first claim, benefits to recycling environmentally and economic, by recycling environmentally, you reduce the consumption of raw material and the volume of waste material that must be treated and disposed of. You also reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases, and you decrease the releases of air toxics that you breathe by recycling. Benefits economically, you increase the production efficiency and reduce the costs associated with purchasing raw materials and waste management. And companies such as like Target or Costco who recycle gain a strong corporate stewardship that like increase, like if you're a consumer and you want to like go like shopping or whatever, and the place you're shopping at recycles, it might incline you more to shop there, like as an incentive. So like you get an edge over your competitors. On my next claim, how to recycle. Obviously, if you're recycling, it's got to be a solid waste. And another way to make sure recycling is to choose a responsible recycler. And according to EPA.gov, a responsible recycler is one that is fit to handle hazardous secondary materials and conducts legitimate recycling, such as the RTR, which is the Responsible Tire Recycling Company, and MeTech Recycling, who recycle all sorts of things. And another way to motivate yourself to recycle is to keep track of all your successes. Like 1 week you can recycle and make a couple bucks, and next week recycle and make a lot more. It might motivate you to recycle a lot more. Another thing to be aware of is that there's fake recyclers, and according to dsmtechnews.com, people were caught transporting electronic waste from their landfill to developing countries to make money for themselves in Pittsburgh. So yeah, Pittsburgh, I don't want to shop for your recycler. Care. Most of the fake recycling happens within electronics because it's easier to resell it to another country, obviously. And a way to watch out for this is that when you're recycling, make sure that the companies that you send your stuff to are EPA accredited. And some statistics that you might want to look at is from zerowasteamerica.org. The number one waste importer in 2005 was Pennsylvania at 9,764,000 tons, and Illinois at 1,548,000 tons. And some top waste exporters are New York with 5,006,000 tons, and New Jersey with 1,008,000 tons. So yeah, as you can tell, like, some states have more recyclers than others and stuff. To conclude, not only recycling will benefit you as a person by making money, especially as a college student, because it's low on budget, but it also helps your environment so you're not like polluting the air with unnecessary toxins.
All right. The topic area is identified, and your proposition does get stated, although the phrasing on it is not very clear. You lay out the secondary issues structurally, which I thought was good, but they're not really claims. At least two of them aren't. They are informational signposts rather than inferences that you're drawing, so I'm not sure where the argument is on these particular points. You did a good job in signposting those points as you went through the speech, so it was relatively clear to follow. On your supporting evidence, all the stuff about the environmental impacts are all asserted, that it's going to make a difference on CO2 or waste or use of resources. There's no information on this. There's no explanation about how much impact recycling could have or does have on any of that on any of those issues. And I'm not saying that there isn't some, but it's all basically presented as true without quantifying it or showing how much more we would get or what the difference would be if we didn't recycle. The money that we get back from recycling, for instance, I don't know what that does to anything except encourage people to recycle. It doesn't really address the issue of the environment or any of those other things that you were talking about earlier. You had some statistics on New York and Pennsylvania being net importers or exporters of waste, but I don't know how that advances the claim. Does that show that they don't recycle enough or that they recycle a lot? It's not clear to me. And I'm not quite clear why it is that if somebody takes electronic equipment and uses it someplace else in the world that that's not recycling. Especially if it reduces the need to create more resources to build additional computers, for instance, to help people someplace else have a computer. If you're just reutilizing the resources, what difference does it make? I'm not sure why that is a criticism of a recycling process. You've got a few incidents that you're pointing to and pieces of factual data, but I'm not sure how they affect the inferences that you are suggesting sometimes, and I think that there's not much controversy on some of the issues that you're presenting. So as an argument, it's a little bit problematic. It might be a good informative speech and maybe even a persuasive speech trying to encourage people to recycle, but for a claim of fact, I think there's some things about it that are missing, and you need to have stronger declarative statements and inferences in your argument. All right, thank you.